serious owners who are going to join me on stage. And that's Adeeb Anib, who is the Managing Director of Lulu Financial Holdings in 2014 Holdings, and Khalid Anib, who is Chief Executive Officer of Abu Dhabi National Hotels. Gentlemen, if you can come and join me on stage. Adeeb, very good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to take a seat there? If we could just have a mic for Adeeb. And Khalid, great to see you. Thank you for your patience. If we could just have a mic, please. Great, thanks so much. So Adeeb, just a quick overview of your structure currently in hospitality. You've got hotels in the UK. You've been doing some awesome work in terms of converting buildings, lovely old hotels in London and in Edinburgh, to bring them back to life, and of course in London, opening this boutique hotel, and then you're also now in Dubai. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and also I want to just take on that sort of that theme of sustainability as well that we've just had, and how have you sort of dealt with that, particularly with these conversions?
So at 2014 Holdings, we are a global investors into hospitality assets. We have properties in UK, in Middle East, in UAE, in Oman. We have assets in India, predominantly on the south side of India. And we're primarily looking to expand our portfolio in Middle East, in India. And of course, Europe is a strong market for us. I think so. From an investor perspective, what is very important for us is of course, the sustainability side of the projects. But we've bucketed ourselves into greenfield, brownfield, and also renovation. UK is one such project where we got the building of the Great Scotland Yard, which was the first head office of the Great Scotland Yard. Got the building down. We had to do a complete gut down and redo the entire building down there. But that was a piece of history that needed to be renovated and restored to its old glory. And I think so we're very happy that we've got a chance to actually work on that project and have it sustained. It took us nearly 4 years to get that project on track. Of course, post then, COVID had a long impact on sustainability of the project in terms of the financial side, but we're very happy that things are getting back into the normalcy, and then we're moving forward to it. When it comes to the environmental side of things, I think so there is enough new projects that are there in the market, especially on emerging markets. India is one such area that we are looking at, and of course GCC is leading a huge side when it comes to sustainable developments, especially in Saudi Arabia. Where we're looking at new opportunities. We're being part of many new projects on that area,
Okay, great. Khalid, so tell us a little bit about, you've got 12 hotels in the UAE. Tell us a little bit about the current structure of the ownership, and are you looking to expand outside the UAE as well?
Yeah, look, currently we own and operate 12 hotels in the UAE, and we are soon will be building another hotel in Ras Al Khaimah. We have signed a letter of intent with the operator. I will not disclose at this stage, but it's under process. We start looking to expand beyond UAE, mainly in Europe and north of Morocco, precisely north of Africa, precisely Morocco. So we are looking at few deals currently, but nothing is confirmed yet at this stage.
Okay, and what was interesting is we were looking at the STR data yesterday, and it's all luxury at the moment. Heavily in the luxury segment, and you guys are as well, of course. Very little growth in the whole sort of economy sector. Is that something you're looking at all?
I mean, look, we are a very much yield-driven company, so we don't necessarily. I mean, yeah, in the UAE, it's true we have luxury hotels. Nevertheless, the ones in Abu Dhabi, they are not anymore. I mean, Some of them, they are no longer considered to be luxury because luxury has evolved to different level. But when I mentioned expansion in Europe or Africa or North Africa, we are not necessarily looking at the luxury spectrum. We are looking at yield. However, today luxury start to yield, good returns and start to be attractive. What it used to be called trophy asset today is a yield-driven asset as well.
Okay, well, Khalid, just hold on. Just carrying on with you then. On that, the sustainability piece, how do you as an owner, and how does it come together with the operator in terms of trying to be innovative and trying to challenge how you operate and become, more green?
Look, I think we are part of the ecosystem whereby not only owners that would take the initiative would be, I think, integrated, starting from the government to the operator to the brand, and it's a responsibility of all of us. We as owners, we are embracing, obviously, the sustainability, and we are ready to invest, and to improve the current situation of our buildings and make sure that they are more sustainable. However, it should not be counterproductive. That sustainability element, it will certainly come, I think, with the development of the technology, with the innovation, with the new materials that can be eventually brought into the construction and beyond. And through the whole life cycle of a hotel. But today, I think we need to continue to be pragmatic, and we need to continue to look for yield, and it shouldn't be, as I said, counterproductive.
Okay, great. Adeeb, one of the interesting things that's going on at the moment, if you look at the JLL theme that they came out with their 23 report, was continued disconnect between the accelerating hotel fundamental performance and macroeconomic headwinds. How are you seeing it with your international portfolio?
Well, I think so. There's many challenges out there, especially in UK. If you see, post-Brexit, we had a major amount of challenge when it comes to the actual human resources side of the matters. Goods moving between the Euro economies became a big hindrance. So getting products into the country was a huge aspect. For the very first time, I even saw in the year 2022 where we had signing bonuses for people just to come inside and say that we are willing to work. And these are all first in the markets that we have actually seen there, and that really put added cost onto the entire functioning of the property. It has got better since then. And I think so. A large macroeconomic aspect happened because of the war. The Brexit also did not help the UK economy as such. A lot of people on the Eurozone left the economy because of the visa regulations that has changed down there. I think so. Government has taken note of such matters and are trying to bring out new policies that would sustain the tourism side of the thing. And in the whole essence, I believe that in every economy, tourism plays a very important aspect. Underplaying or downplaying this segment is not a great aspect to any economy's growth element. 1 in 11 jobs are being created out of the hospitality sector. It's a key sector that needs to be given priority in every markets. And it also, going forward with the use of technology, a lot of jobs can be replaced. But in the hospitality sector, only a very small size of a portion of the job could be replaced, because the human touch is the very essence of this sector.
Okay, I noticed on your website, one of the things you talk about is experiential travel, and it's a big passion of yours. How are you bringing that into your properties?
I think though it's a part of our investment theory. It's about adding value and creating experience through understanding. We are a hyper-local organization. How do we attach ourselves to the local economy by creating that experience for our guests who are coming down there? Now, this part plays a very important aspect. The project that we done in London, the project that we did we got a very small project down south in Kerala, which fell into our lap. We took it inside. We understood what was necessary. It's a small 50-key property. It's the first collection by Marriott in South Asia, which is in India, And that project started as a Fairfield project and evolved itself into a collection brand, predominantly because of the amount of details that we put into that particular project, and connecting the entire community that is living around that particular project. Today, it's becoming a home center, whether it's birthday parties, whether it is any special events for the families in that entire community. People choose that venue to be their most preferred venue. So it's how do you connect that economy into that particular project that you're doing in every area. It's a similar concept that we did it with our London project as well. It was the head office of the Great Scotland Yard. How do you tell that story to every consumer or every customer who comes into our property? How do you associate ourselves? We have an art initiative done by the Curzon Trust, which is art done by prisoners. And we display that in our property, and how do we connect that aspect of the story? It's all about storytelling.
Storytelling, okay, I like it. We heard from Mohammed Albar earlier about contractors, construction costs, and that's a big challenge at the moment for the industry, isn't it? Give us your viewpoint on that.
I think the biggest challenges, in our industry today is the cost of borrowing, which are extremely high. Add to that, it is good and bad. It's the exponential growth that we have seen. So numbers are highly inflated. Yields are excellent. So that create a gap between the seller and the buyer expectation, of pricing. So these are the challenges. And if you take a market like the UAE, for example, the price of a property now it's far beyond the development cost. So the replacement cost is much lower than the cost of buying the property, which was not the case before. And then you have same challenges on different scale in Europe as well. Whereby you have properties that are on lease, on long lease term, that today they are no longer attractive because of the cost of borrowing. It's higher than eventually that lease. So yeah, there are challenges, but we believe that strong company will continue to be resilient. There will be some shifts and some transactions here and there. But not necessarily in the UAE. I think it's time to have land and build rather than to buy existing.
And you would look outside the UAE now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But outside the UAE, there are still opportunities where you can buy existing asset that is either need of capex to be repositioned. So there are value to be created in certain areas.
Okay, great. And Adeeb, one last question for you is what's your focus at the moment in terms of development, in terms of opportunities?
So I think we have seen an emergence of the Middle Eastern economy. So earlier, a person who travels into Dubai spends most of the time in Dubai. Today, you're seeing that the countries around the larger GCC is also becoming a very attractive hub for tourism. This is a very good news for the entire economy as such, Like in Europe, where people spent in Italy, in France, in London, they choose to do multiple countries in their one holiday. GCC is creating a pattern of that sort, And this is where we would like to capitalize, We would like to see how we can create an experiential property in Oman. How can we do it in Saudi Arabia? How can we do it in Qatar? I think so that would give more reasons for people to travel here. It's just not going to be one here. I think in the first chart with His Excellency Abdullah Twok, it was asked whether they see Saudi as a competition. I think it's not a competition. It's that combined effect that is going to bring more confidence to investors to invest in this side of the region. I think so. More awakening done by neighboring countries is definitely going to boost the ecosystem down here. And the beauty is that we have enough and more labor force that can be brought into the country. The travel segment, which is the airline, is one of the best performing airlines in the world, operates out of this side of the region. So I think so many a factor is to the advantage of the region, you know, and now if each country starts to create that exponential component, you know, I think so we have a great story to tell for the future.
Okay, great. Well, Adeeb, Khalid, thank you so much for joining me on stage. Can everybody show their appreciation to Adeeb and Khalid? Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Thank you.